Hi everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. Welcome back to my vlogs, my bi-daily vlogs. Today I've got a little bit of sad news just to start the video. But little Pippo, the little black hen that I had behind me here in the hen run, there's Grace, sorry. She passed away last night, sadly, suddenly. I've no idea what was wrong with her. She seemed to be okay the couple of days before. But then yesterday, excuse the noise, there's making beehives. Yesterday I went out to get her and she was just in the hutch looking all lethargic. So I thought maybe she needs some sun and some fresh air. So I put her out in her little run in the garden. And I went to put her in last night and she was just standing there all hunched up, head down, as they do when they're going to die. And she did. 9 o'clock last night I put her in the little basket in the kitchen. Gave her a little bit of food. She had a little bit of sardines, a little bit of pasta, some natural yoghurt. And then that was that. Got up at 5 o'clock this morning and there she was in the little basket. So yeah. Always feel sad when one of them has to go, but that's life. That's life, having hens, having animals. So I've got to find her a nice speck in the garden, sorry. Didn't expect to start the vlog with a bit of sad news, but there you go. Yeah, try and cheer myself up. Anyway, I'm going to go and find her a nice speck in the garden. I can't see where she can rest peacefully because it's really noisy here. He's been away for a week, just over a week, so he's got to play catch up. Stripe's in bed. I've got a few ideas for down the garden, so shall I show you them first? And we'll have a bit of a cheerful note. Just a sec. Anyway, on a more cheerful note, I've put my gate up. I've just got to do a bit of a fence there and a bit of a fence there. So, do you know, I'm just going to put some tree branches on. I just want it to be a bit of a deterrent from Stripe. I've been beavering away around here. Put the first slab down for the new chicken run. And I was going to go all the way around there, wrap around here and come out that little white square hole down there. And I'm going to make that as a pop hatch so I can lock it at night. But they're going to have a nice big space. I fixed the shed roof. I'm going to put something over the top just at the back, glue it down, and that should sort that out because the shed's dry. Yeah, I need to do this tree. This tree needs to come down because it's far too tall. We're going to take the top out, take the middle out, and take the middle out of this one, the Philadelphus as well, because this is far too tall. But we're just waiting for all the leaves to fall off and then my husband's going to give me a hand. I've got all my little strawberry plants that I dug out earlier in the year. I did a video about that showing you how to get free plants out the garden. I've started putting some in. I'm going to plant up the rest of it and then this is going to have netting over the top and be in a cage. I'm thinking of doing something different here. I haven't decided what yet, but for the time being those plants can stay there. This Himalayan balsam here is far too tall. And this buddleia is getting too tall as well, so I'm going to take the middle out of that. But this I'm going to move up to the back of the garden and I'm going to pop it on the fence line because I think it's quite a dense, thick plant. So I'm going to do a hedge in it, you know, and that then will grow and cover over the building at the back, and then I won't be able to see it because I've got quite a few to go in. I've got that one here. I've got some in the bucket there. And I've got another one there as well. So I'm thinking of taking that one out, planting them, taking that one out and planting that. And I've got some buddleia cuttings that I got from the church when I went to clean the church from the little bit at the back. So I'm thinking of doing a buddleia hedge along here. I think that'll be really pretty. I do have a honeyberry under there somewhere, so I've got to rescue that. And I've got another Waija, I think there. It's either a Waija or a Spirea. So I'm going to leave them there, but then next to that then I'm going to put in the 2 buddleias and take this out. And I'm thinking of taking it out now and just moving it today, just getting it moved because it's in the way. I do like the screen, but you know, I don't get a lot of passing traffic here. I am on a walk, but there's not that many people that come past here, to be honest with you, to make me bothered. Okay, so smoothie today is 3 bananas, chia seeds and hemp, some chickpeas, some almond milk, some coconut water, 200 mils of coconut water, some raspberries, some blueberries, and some, I'm going to, instead of peanut butter powder, I'm going to put the peanut butter in today, and we'll see how we get on. Just a sec. Right, so that's what we're going to have. I'm just making it in my Ninja blender, which is a great blender. It's a bit noisy, but it blitzes anything, and it blitzes it to a pulp, so I can put hard stuff in it and it'll blitz it to a pulp from raw, so it's really good. So I'm putting 3 smallish bananas in, roughly 100 calories to each banana, so that's 300 calories. My coconut water, 200 millilitres, so that's going straight in. About 200 ml of almond milk. I'm going to put a cup, I've got a measuring cup of chickpeas in, roughly, so that's going to be roughly half the tin. Not to the top, just like that. So that's the chickpeas. So we'll see how that works. And then I'm going to do the same with the raspberries. I'm going to put about half a cup of raspberries because they're quite sweet. I've got a bit of apple left from last night from the dog, from giving it to the dog. Because he eats a natural diet as well. Want him to live a long life and be happy. So just going to put that bit of apple in. It's about a quarter of a big apple. I'm going to do the same with my blueberries. These are frozen. I'm putting a cup of them in. You get 300 grams for £2.50 in the local co-op. You can get them cheaper in the other shops, but I'm putting a cup in. Measuring cup. Keep it all the same. Right. This is hemp powder. I've got my measuring spoon. I'm going to put a tablespoon of that. Just a sec. Yeah, so a tablespoon of hemp. Sorry about the cable going across, but my battery's about to die. And a tablespoon of chia. No, I'll put 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in. I'm trying to do it before my battery runs out. And a spoon. I like this size spoon. It's a small soup spoon. Mix it up a little bit just to mix the oils in. And that. It's a colder day today, so I'm feeling like I need a bit of fat and a bit of ginger. About a centimetre's worth of ginger. So that's it. That needs more water added to it. It's going to go in the blender. And that'll be my smoothie for today. Right, so what I've come up to do now is I've come up to do the pergola roof on that, and it needs cutting. I need to sort it all out, so I'll talk you through that in a minute. But I'm just really getting peeved with the noise coming from this factory at the back. I know it's something I've got to learn to live with, and it's just part of living here. Can you hear that noise? Now that is constant from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night when he's here, and it drives me absolutely bonkers. I've got a bit of tinnitus in my ears, and it's not as bad as it was, but it drives me absolutely cuckoo. Now there's not a lot I can do about the shed at the back because that is a business, it's a factory, as I've said, But I want to do something about the noise and try and screen off the noise. Now, I was stupid when I moved in, and I didn't think that all this tree cover here was for a purpose, and it was to block out the noise of that at the back. Now, I was always wondering why. I never heard anything when I was here working for Gordon. That's why. It's because he had all this laurel growing up there, growing here. All these branches here were all there to screen the noise. Now, they say you need 25 foot of plants to screen out the noise. I've only got 11. But you know, I think 11 foot of a dense tree cover would actually work really well. So what I've decided to do is, I have decided that I would rather have a tree cover, a tree canopy, and screen out that noise and save my sanity than have plants here. So I'm thinking outside of the box on my feet here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that laurel there grow back up and fill this gap here. I'm going to let that laurel there grow up and fill that gap there. I'm going to let the holly and the hazel grow up and fill the gaps there. I've got a holly bush growing back in here, and at the back there is a bay. Now I'm going to let all this grow, I don't care. There's another laurel there. What I'm thinking of doing is moving the apple trees. I've got one there and I've got one there, and I'm going to move them before they get too big. So I think they are going to go round the back of the chicken shed where the secret garden is, and I'm just going to let it all go. I just don't want the noise. The noise is driving me nuts, and I think that is just the best solution. I have planted some silver birch, so that can grow up at the back as well, and I think that's just best solution, is just let this go back to tree and shrub, unfortunately. But it's either that or I'm just going to go crazy with the noise. I really am, because today it's just really loud. I feel like I don't want to be in the garden, and it's just driving me nuts because the whole of the garden is just full of that noise. So I'm going to let the lime tree grow back down again, and I'm going to wait for my rhododendrons to grow. I don't know whether to bring them forward as well and just do away with the rose walk. I just haven't decided yet. I'm just thinking about it at the moment, but something needs to happen because that noise is just really driving me crazy, and it's going to take far too long for the silver birch to do anything, and these rhododendrons are going to take 10 years to grow. So I think for the time being, I think this laurel, lime can come back down a bit, and that laurel can fill that space, and I think that's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, for my sanity really, as much as anything. And to be honest with you, things don't seem to grow well here because the soil's so shallow. So even if I just had sort of half of this border as tree cover and the rest as flowers, you know, I think that would work really well. And I can always move, oh, he's turning it off. I can always move the roses somewhere else. So I'm not too fussed. The roses are far enough forward here. But yeah, that's just what I'm thinking. That's just what I'm thinking at the moment. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to overreact, but the noise is just driving me bonkers. Just a sec. It's just one of those days today. Everybody's making a noise, apart from me. Right, I've still got all these plants. Just a sec. Is there going to be a fourth one? There's never two. or 3. There's always 4. But maybe today there isn't. Right. I've still got all these plants to go in, so I need to decide where I'm going to plant them. I'm loving these jasmine. These are really pretty. So they need to find a home. And yeah, the borders are just looking really pretty. So what I might do is one of the apple trees that's over here, that's got the red apples on, I think I might move that and pop that over this side. And this nicely shaped one here, I think I might move that as well and pop that one in the secret garden in the middle, in the grass. I think that would look really nice as just a tree. I've always wanted a tree in the middle of the lawn. So I think I might do that with that one because it's a lovely shape. At the back over here, there are rhododendrons at the back there. And there was never much here anyway. So there's 2 conifer trees there because this is the woodland bit. And I think I'm just going to leave things as they are here and see what happens. Oh, that piece of tin blew off last night in the wind. I do think I need to secure that today. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, things are starting to come together nicely. But I do need to have a think about what I'm going to do about this factory at the back here and about the noise. Because as you can hear, it's very noisy here. Oh. It's far too hot to be in the garden, and Stripe needs to be up for a bit. Excuse me how I look, but it is absolutely boiling. I mean boiling here. It must be about 30 degrees here on the yard. It's really hot. So I put the canopy back up again. We put it away for the winter, but summer's decided to make a return. I have decided to come and do some weaving. Do you know, I never get the chance to do anything else other than gardening and the house. So while the weather's so hot, I've decided to come and do some weaving. So do you want me to show you what I'm doing? Just a sec. So I'm hoping to weave myself some fabric so I can make myself a nice dress. It's just commercial yarn. I think it's Rico yarn. I bought 2 balls of it. There's 700 meters on each ball. I used a whole ball to warp up the loom, and I'm going to use a whole ball to weave the fabric. It's weaving up really nice. I'm loving the colours, and I'm hoping to make a tabard dress for myself for the winter. And now I've lost weight, you know, I think it might fit me. Just looking at Stripe. So yeah, I'm using a Kromsky rigid heddle loom, 22 inch or 24 inch, something like that, can't remember. 22 or 24. And I've woven probably about a foot so far, and I need 2.5 meters. So yeah, quite a way to go. I'm hoping to leave some tassels on the bottom so I can have some tassel at the bottom of the skirt and on the sleeves. So yeah, I might just do it as a sleeveless. We'll see when we get there. But let's see what we can weave and what it will look like. So yeah, I'm going to sit here for the next hour and do some weaving with Stripe because I haven't done any for about 2 or 3 months. I put this on in the summer and did it for my other channel, my craft channel, Faithful You Knitting Podcast. And the link is in the description bar below if you're interested in knitting and crafts and spinning and weaving and, excuse the noise, it's Stripe having a play. Yeah, you can pop over there and I'm over there as well. So I'm just going to crack on with this. I'm going to play with Stripe and I'll show you what I'm up to when I go back in the garden in a bit. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, so what I've decided here now is I'm going to take this apple tree out. I'm going to leave that one until I've had the fruit off it. That's a Cox's pippin. I'm not sure the fruit's going to get any bigger, but I'm going to leave it for a month or so. But back here, there's a bay tree. I'm going to move that. It's doing well. It's settling in. It's going to grow up thick and tall. but I'm going to move it this way a bit. And then here, from say where the apple trees are, is going to be a big dense 6 foot this side, 6 foot the other side of tree growth. And then I've got this holly bush. So the holly, the bay, and then the maple are all going to grow together. And then I've got the laurel that's going to come out as well, and that's going to come out about 1.5 meters, so that's going to give me some dense cover. And then I think where the holly is, I'm going to let that come out about 6 foot, and then I'm going to have a border in front, and I'm going to widen the border to come out a bit further here, so then it meets up with the arch there. And I think that's going to be the plan for here, because the noisiest part of the garden is this bit here, because that's where the fan is, just there behind that tree. So I think that's going to be my plan. As I say, I'm going to leave that side because I've got rhododendrons that are going to grow up. Put silver birch in. There's a sycamore over there, which I might leave to grow. There's also a rowan berry, so I'm going to leave those things over there because, as I say, the noisiest part of the garden is here. I need to put a noise barrier here to stop the noise of that fan. So that's what I'm going to do here in this part of the garden. There is a laurel there. I'm going to let that grow. I'm going to let that grow. I'm going to let that grow, and that now is going to fill all that space again. And I just keep it cut like a hedge on this side. And we'll see where we go from there. So that is the plan of attack, I think, for this noisy part of the garden. All this here has just been shoved in, basically because it was left over. So I can unshove that and put that in different parts around the garden, different places, in pots. And yeah, let's get a tree screen and cover this, and let's see what it does for the noise, because I need to do something about that fan. I can't ask the man, because it's just one of those things, isn't it? I could try putting soundproofing around it myself and offer to do it myself, but hey ho, I'm going to try the plants first and see what happens with the plants and with the plant cover. Because to be honest with you, I want a bit of a privacy screen here, because people are coming and going here all the time with the vans to get the beehives. The man's working here, and you know, I just like a bit of privacy here. So I think that is definitely going to be the way to go. And it might also stop the dog barking so much. So I think today I'm going to take this apple tree out now. I'm going to move the bay tree forward, and I'm going to take some of these plants and I'm going to move them to different parts of the garden and put them in pots and see what happens from there. So here I have been clearing. This is the other side of the polytunnel here, and there is a doorway that comes out through there. Now Stripe keeps losing his toys over the wall into here, so I decided it was a good time to get it cleared. So I've cleared a pathway through down there. I'm leaving that because there's loads of blackberries about to come into fruit there, but there's not that many on here, so I'm trying my best to get this done. So I'm going to get the hedge cutter out in a bit when he goes back to bed, and I'm going to skim the whole of this down at ground level, because I think I've got all the netting out. And then I can start digging it out. And I think my massac's under there somewhere as well, because it just got left and left and left. And then this is going to be part of the victory garden for next year. So I thought I'd make a start on it this year, get the beds laid out, get it all sorted, scrounge a load of that wood chip from the back and just throw it all over the soil, all over the top, and get it mulched. Maybe put some cardboard over the top as well to keep the weeds down, and then next spring we can get a head start and get the victory garden growing, because I'm going to carry it on next year and see what we can do. Now I need to fix my fences on either side of the polytunnel, and I'm thinking of putting a couple of fence posts in and building like a pergola over the top. I've got jasmine on one side and I've got some kiwi fruit to go in, and I thought it would be rather nice to grow that over there. I've also got a grapevine as well, and I'm thinking of doing another little arch down there and putting the grapevine over the top. I do have fruit along here, and I need to carry on planting my fruit all the way along to where that bramble is, just there. So yeah, it's going to be a nice little garden. It's going to be like a bit of a walled garden, but it's going to get full sun, because the sun will come round here in the summer from about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it goes all the way over that way through the trees, through that bit, that gap there, and we get the sun probably till about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. So these trees are very tall. I try not to look at them, but I'm confident that if that one did fall down, that big massive tall one there, that it would fall in this direction towards me and not do any damage. Weird noise. So yeah, they're my thoughts for now. So I'm just going to go and get the dog up, and then we're going to see what we're going to get on with Stripe Around. Right, I think that's it for me for today. It's going dark. It's about 7:30, 7:45. Chickens have just gone to bed, and I'm just up, shutting them in, giving the dog a bit of a stretch in the garden, and then I'm going in. It used to get dark really quick. I had loads of jobs I wanted to get done, and yeah, it's gone dark really quick, so I'll have to show you in the next video what I've done. But I've been really busy today. Haven't stopped all day, even though it's been so hot. I just haven't stopped all day. That flashing, by the way, is their little light outside their run. It comes on every night. Anyway, the dog's waiting for a bit of a run. We're going to have a super moon tonight, apparently. Tonight into tomorrow. And it's a harvest moon, a lunar eclipse, and a full moon. All in one moon. So that's going to be interesting. So I'll see you in the next video, probably a couple of days' time, and I'll show you what I've been up to in the garden and in the veg garden, because hopefully I'll have a bit more to show you. So I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye-bye.